Okay.
Well, I've been over Snowdon, I've camped upon Cruden, slept by the wayside as well. Well, I've sunbathed on Kinder, been burned to a cinder, and many more tales I can tell. And a rucksack has oft been my pillow, and the heather has oft been my bed. But sooner than part from the mountains I love, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all my pleasure the hard Merlin way. I may be a work slave on a Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. Well, the day was just ending as I was ascending the guy's broom to look up and down, and a voice cried, "Hey you!" in the way keepers do. Ain't the worst face that I ever saw. How the words that he spoke were unpleasant, and in the teeth of his fury I said that sooner than part from the mountains I love, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all my pleasure the hard Merlin way. I may be a work slave on a Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. Well, I courted a maid, spot welder betrayed, and I loved her till the rowans did move. The blue of her eye matched the dark moorland sky, and I wooed her from April till June. On the day that we should have been married, well, I went for a ramble instead. For sooner than part from the mountains I love, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all my pleasure the hard Merlin way. I may be a work slave on a Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday. Now I go where I will, over mountain and hill, and I go where the bracken is deep. I belong to the mountains, the pure crystal fountains, where the grey rocks lie rugged and steep. I've seen the white hare in the gully, and the curly fly high overhead. But sooner than part from the mountains I love, I think I would rather be dead. I'm a rambler from Manchester way. I get all my pleasure the hard Merlin way. I may be a work slave on a Monday, but I am a free man on Sunday.
That's a great old song.
Great song,
yeah.
Great song. That's the first song I actually sang in front of an audience. That.
And you still don't know it, do you?
No. But the difference is there's 50 years between it.
I know. Who wrote it? Was it Hugh McCall?
It was Ewan McCall. Yeah. Wrote some brilliant songs.
He did. He wrote that the first time ever I saw you face.
Yeah,
What a
he
great
did.
song. Well, there's so many songs really.
Yeah.
And he came from Salford, and yet
Dirty old town.
Yeah.
And he called it a dirty old town.
Well, when Bernard Wrigley was here in Kitchen, he says to me, he was in a musical, you might call it, late 40s on radio, not on radio, in theatre, and it was about Salford. But what there was a scene change, and they wanted some incidental music just to cover the scene change. Nothing. He goes in back room and writes "Dirty Old Town." What a fantastic thing.
Yeah. You hate him, don't we?
I do.
We hate him. We sit there trying to come up with new ideas. I must admit, I know you love it. You love writing songs, and it reflects your personality, and it's a compliment. It's different. It reflects you when people hear it. Say, that's Jim Berry. That's an identity, which is brilliant. I've written two or three songs right in the early days. I wrote them, and I got them. I put them on the first album.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've sung one of your songs.
Have you?
I was asked. Tony used to do the Victoria Pit Memorial.
The Victoria Pit disaster.
With a memorial each year, just at Christmas time.
Yeah.
And of course, since Tony died, they asked me to do it, and I've done a couple of poems I wrote for it. But last year I sung that song that you did for on the Oatmeal's first LP, I think, on Out From Wakes.
I actually wrote it when we started the folk club. I found it was in the cricket club.
Yeah.
David he got a piano accordion. Couldn't play it,
but
he learned. Well, he learned how to play just one-handed, just for the chords.
Yes.
And with that, and I thought, when I mentioned this to you before on other occasions. I love writing about local places, whatever surrounds you. And when I went to, we did our first couple of gigs there, I walked around and I noticed there was a towel on the wall, and it was from Wingate's brass band, celebrating the 50th anniversary. Yeah, and in the background it showed a pit head, and it showed the figures of this Pretoria pit disaster. I lived in Bolton. I'd never heard of this.
Just know it's amazing. Second worst disaster ever.
1910, 300, something like 348 people died, and it was 3 days before Christmas. And you think, what? And I thought, I just didn't believe it. And I went to the local library, and I looked up on the King and the Queen, and everybody came, every village, and, villages then, everybody had lost somebody, and I thought, I have got to write this, but you have to do it. You have to do it because the music, as you know, has to fit in with the story. And it was a mournful kind of song. And the Scots, and I can't remember the expression there, the Scots have a word for songs because they do a lot of songs and that. It was in that kind of mode. There were 14 verses.
Yeah, no, I didn't sing them all because we were outside near the memorial, near the pit. Yeah, and it was freezing. And I can't remember that, but it was. And I sung it, but I only sang it.
But it was a lament. It was a lament.
That's it, yeah.
And I sat down and I wrote the song, and I wrote 12 verses. There were 12, and I wrote 12 verses overnight. Right. The story was there, and you got so many people. One woman lost her husband, 3 brothers and 2 children.
Unbelievable.
And I'm writing this, and I thought, anyway, and I said to the lads, I've written a song. Yeah. And I said, what about Pretoria disaster? And at that time, there were a lot of people in that audience who had very close family who they'd lost. I didn't realise that. Yeah. I mean, I know it was 1910. Yeah. But I said, oh yeah. And I wrote it, and I said, just play the accordion in and out, and just, and I did it to this lament.
You sung it,
And I get emotional over it when I think about it. Yeah. And I sang the song, and I closed my eyes. Yeah. And there were about 100 people in the room. Yeah. These weren't necessarily folk fans. They were people who eventually became folk fans. They were cricket club members. Yeah. And we said that, and I did the song, and we kept it at that monotonous lament, that kind of thing, because it was like a funeral cortege. Yeah, yeah. And I did it, and I got all the facts, and I could rhyme all the facts up, but it would be here all day, as you know. Yeah. And I did the song, and I closed my eyes, and I was in a different world. And I hit the last chord, and I stopped, and it was silent for about 10, 15 seconds, which is a long time.
Oh, it is, for sure.
And I opened my eyes up, and the tears just flowed. and everybody in the room stood up.
Oh, fantastic. That's a great thing.
Because to them, it was personal.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, it was personal because it was in my village type of thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, every town, you know, whether it's Wigan, whether it's West Norton, whether it's Falmouth, whether it's Horwich, whether it's Atherton, Tilsley, they've all got memorials.
I know that was a massive, massive disaster, but to get that reaction from a song is the best you can ever hope for.
Yeah.
To get a reaction like that from a song is the biggest honour you can have.
It is.
You know, so it was a great...
They always say in show business, they always say, and that's what we mix it. We always say, make them laugh.
Yeah.
And make them laugh. Or do a song like that. There are a lot of songs, very similar songs to that, war songs. Make it something you could have them in tears, and then make them laugh. And if you can make them laugh after that, then...
But you have to get it in right order.
Correct, you do.
On that note,
dear.
me and Noam are going to say farewell from Jim's Kitchen, and we will meet again sometime in the future.
Take care.
You too.